and it's acknowledged throughout the world. Hurling is the best game in the world! Hurling is back in Tooreen, the cup is back where it belongs. This is where hurling is treasured by everybody. And for that I want to thank not just the players, but I want to thank their parents and their brothers and sisters. Everybody is a part of this story.
Tooreen means Jackie Coyne jumping into the bottom of a pylon when you win a fail semi-final and telling everyone be careful and he's the first one in on top of you. Or it means Shamie Freeman taking a slither in the mouth and saying, "Jeez, there must be a hole in that hurl." Huh? Tooreen means, I suppose, everything. You just grow up when you're a young lad playing hurling for Tooreen, carrying a hurl around the village. So no matter where you go or where you are in the world, you'll always be thinking of Tooreen and playing for Tooreen. So I suppose it sticks with you for life, really.
I suppose the Brideoga is all about friendship and just meeting friends, being friends with girls that you'd never have met before and have stayed friends, and you kind of know that you're going to be like stuck with them for life, you know.
I suppose to describe in words: home, family, the village, blue, and then outside of that it means, you know, loads of cups of tea for free, really, really disgruntled girlfriends, and a complete lack of a social life. But I love it and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Well, I'm from Westwood.
And I'm from Brideoga.
It means meeting your club mates first day at school and growing up with them and winning titles with them.
And the Brideoga means road trips, the back of beyonds or Scammon, stopping for toilets about 4 times along the way, just fun days out.
Tooreen Hurling Club means a hell of a lot to me. Growing up, going to school at Tooreen, all we could look forward to all week long was going hurling training on Sunday mornings with Dom Greeley right after Mass. I was always late for training because I was at Mass. I was the last one to leave, of course. But I consider myself very, very lucky and privileged to be from a village as great as Tooreen.
Doherty, because I know he won't mind me saying this, he even though he wouldn't be the biggest man in the world, he was kind of, I suppose, he was all bone, and no matter what part of him ran into, it really, really hurt.
Toughest player I ever played against? Probably Sean Ganley. He was like Bruce Willis in Die Hard. Didn't matter where he was bleeding from, he wasn't stopping until the game was over.
Go on, you, the toughest player, who is it? Hesh.
Has to be, definitely. Has to be. Any man that wears a cup, you know he's tough, huh?
Oh, I tell you.
And what about the swimsuit?
Ice immediately for my hand.
She wears the wrestling suit, that just makes him tough.
Yeah, has to be Hesh. Absolutely has to be.
Yeah, Hesh.
Oh, he won't wear.
Yeah, he won't,
You can
exactly.
just drive right through. Yeah.
Fergal Delaney. It's any man that recovers from the belt in the goalies that he got against Ballina in the junior match. The tough as any man.
Fergal, 3 words. Owns a bar.
True. Married to Geraldine.
True.
He is persuasive, very persuasive.
He's really, really determined as well.
And he's like a big child sometimes.
Left and going down on the sideline, definitely.
Enthusiastic, brave, big softy.
3 words to describe Jackie, I suppose: passionate, inspirational, and persuasive. It's very hard to say no to Jackie.
Jackie in 3 words. A
beautiful man.
I know, Jackie's
spiritual leader.
Yeah, very much so. He's great motivator, great communicator. Talks an unreal amount of shite in his dressing room. All mad for pints.
There's an awful lot of banging on the table.
Yeah.
Kirsten, he's the worst man for Kirsten I've ever come across.
He really wants to sort it out.
Sure, anything can sort that out. And like, he goes to mass, you know.
He has taught an awful lot of people. He really wants to sort his potty mouth out.
What I miss most about home is packets of skips, Lucozade, normal bread. The bread here is awful. Going to friends for 1 pint, not arriving home for 24 hours. What else? Paddy Carney, of course.
Probably training in the summer evenings when there's a great stretch. Then coming home to do an hour's to farm. I miss the land.
Who's the most skillful? To be fair, she likes to think she is, and a lot of people are telling her she is, but my vote would go with some of the other ones. I don't like to name names because I'm not really into favouritism, but I'll say Yvonne for the sake of it.
Oh please, I think Sinead is.
Oh, cheers.
The most skillful player I played with, without a doubt, would be Twink. You know, in every aspect of the game, he was unbelievable in terms of his level of skill. You know, he was just class.
Well,
Paul Hunt.
There's a few. Paul Hunt. He's made a career out of being able to kick the ball and hand pass the ball better than most people who puck the ball.
In fairness, don't be that harsh.
There's the one-handed bandit Markham.
Yeah.
he loves doing stuff with
What
one
about
hand.
Darth Vader?
Usually his right
Darth
hand.
Vader.
Who's Darth
Ryan
Vader?
Delaney.
Ryan Delaney.
Ashley Turkey.
She's our free taker.
Our sideline cutter.
Nigel Delaney, I think. The only man that played all his career with one hand on the hurl.
Probably Pat Delaney. He had everything. Lovely hands, lovely looks, lovely long hair, lovely moustache. Had not a bad strike on either side. Lovely first touch. What do you reckon in the back?
No, I disagree. I think the all-time great for me, Tony Henry. All the skills. Great man with the women. Just Tony had everything. Simple as that.
I'd say Pat Ganley introduced me to hurling. We're out chasing cattle one day and we had no waven pipe left. So he gave me a hurley. I said, go bit that cow across the head with that. It was only a couple of years later until he showed me what a sliotar was. It's like Mr. Miyagi.
Who first introduced me to hurling, I suppose, in a coaching sense, it was Don.
Back in the day of Tooreen National School, it'd have to be Michael Horn, aka at the time, Mark your man, stick tight.
I suppose I'd have to say Jackie Coyne introduced me to hurling as a young lad out in the backfield.
For me, probably would have been brother Paul Hunt, followed by Don Greedy from a training point of view.
But we had a chat here and we're all in agreement that the man that had introduced us to social hurling was Paul Hunt in the hideout.
To be Brian Delaney, because no matter how long he stayed at it, no matter how hard he tried, he would just never get his hair right.
Probably, I'd say Miriam Kniff. Like, do you know when she comes out with the fake tan at training? Sally Hansen.
Yeah.
Like, it's a bit much. Like, you could understand a match, maybe there could be maybe 5 or 6 people there watching.
Okay.
But training, like, I don't know why she does.
And I missed the sandwiches twice.
You did?
I did.
Jesus, this is... We have a lot of nominations now for this one. You have Michael Morley, Shane Morley, Cahill, Gary.
Hey, two of them Morleys are getting fairly thin on top. They don't spend too long in front of the mirror.
Well, now, in fairness, Michael does be worrying more about his outfits than his face, really. In fairness.
Yeah.
What about yourself? In fairness, Bert, you try on 6 different outfits.
There has to be a few costume changes.
Yeah, you come to games with 4 or 5 outfits.
That's too long.
Yeah, so, and Sean Gandy then?
Sure, I have to keep the likes of...
Sean Gandy?
I have to keep Brian Pillard
longest
and all the
in the shower,
females entertaining.
longest in front of the mirror.
Who is our favourite hurling team? It's an easy one.
Yeah, pretty easy.
Very honest.
It's Tooreen.
I'm not going to have this argument with you again.
Stories I'd like to share. Well, there is one question I have actually. It's for you, Sinead. I just don't know how someone can nominate themselves for Volunteer of the Year, make themselves Player of the Year.
That's not true.
Then put themselves as part of the management, nominate themselves as captain, and basically just run everything. Yeah. How do you manage?
Fergus and Layla, you've ruined my life.
Peter Cassidy always tell me to jab lift when I never do, and road trips.
I remember most Michelle Henry coming on with her pink helmet, and she ran onto the pitch but she forgot her hurl. Also the Connacht final in Tooreen in 2011, when there was this huge pitch invasion, and definitely saw Johnny Coyne throwing slags. Definitely.
Getting the latest fashion accessory from Austin for a county final.
A vivid memory of mine was when I was 14 and projectile vomiting out through my helmet and shouting at my mum to come off, and she just told me, "Go on, you're alright, play on," and sick all down my front and throwing a bit of water on me, and that was it.
When the Brideoga just started out, Darren Henry was over us and me playing on the same team as my mum.
I remember I was only 15 at the time, and carping up outside, knock coming to the door, and it was Rory, and it was basically, "Pat, we're going to a match in Belmullet, we're short of numbers, get your gear there, come on." And that was it. He didn't give me any options, so it was quite clear I was going to Belmullet. So I remember being bundled into the back of Fergus 205 and away, so that was the start of it.
I'd like to just thank the Tooreen Hurling Club and all the management team, players, supporters especially, for the great year we had, 2013. And great support, great summer, great memories, and I'd like to thank all the help we got, all the backing from the club, everyone around the village. It's a year to remember, and hopefully many years to come.
Just to back up what Lynn was saying there, the two of us couldn't have asked for a better year of going home, and like Lynn, I just want to thank the club, supporters, and everyone who welcomed us back into the team. We've been there for the last number of years, so just a big thanks to everyone.
And have a great night.
Nick, you're that close. Oh, that close. Shane, you're joking. You are joking.
Oh, Brian, did you see Shane Bond? He could play goal. Look! Oh, beautiful. What? Oh, that's beautiful. Brian, what do you think of that, Brian?
I think you said it all there now.
2014 will always remain with you. You'll never forget today. And it'll bring you great pleasure and happiness when you think back on what you achieved today. And it's going to stand to you no matter what you do, because you have to put your heart and soul into it, and you have to dig deep. So I wish you well, lads. It was an absolute pleasure. I want to thank the club for their support, all the officers down through the years who have stuck in there, maybe when we weren't winning county titles, and have done Trojan work. It's an absolute pleasure to go in and train in Tooreen and to see the facilities we have. That didn't happen by accident. I would say to parents, encourage your children to play this game. We know this year, and it's acknowledged throughout the world, hurling is the best game in the world.